Welcome to the Chris O Show on the Bay 88.7, or you could be listening on MuskokaLimberettes.com. Either way, get ready and enjoy the show.
It's good.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Chris O Show. You could be listening to us on your TV Muskoka. You're on MuskokaLimberettes.com. You could be listening on 88.7 FM The Bay. Wherever you're listening, wherever you're joining us from, the comfort of your home, in your car, wherever, we're just really glad you're joining us. Today I have some really amazing guests who I'm very happy that are joining me because we're going to talk about a really cool event that's coming to Huntsville, Ontario very soon, big, and Muskoka as a whole, I guess. And it's the Women's Artistic Gymnastics Ontario Championships, presented by Ontario Gymnastics and Muskoka Limberettes, which these lovely ladies are here to represent. The Ontario Championships, May 2nd to 5th at the Canada Summit Center in Huntsville. I'll let you guys just start talking a bit about it, but we'll introduce you first. So we have Shayna, Kelsey, and Chantel, all representing Muskoka Limberettes here to talk about this amazing event that they've been working so hard behind the scenes to get happening. So whoever wants to say first about, I'll ask the question is, why is this event important to our community? Whoever.
Chantel, go for it. Well, this will be a great event. This event is going to bring 980 athletes into our community to compete for their Ontario Championships in women's artistic gymnastics levels 3 to 5. Along with these 980 athletes that are aged 9 through to 14 plus. They'll be bringing their families, their coaches. We're looking to potentially see 300 to 500 coaches from every gym club possible across like every corner, every space in Ontario. So it's super exciting that so many people will get to see how amazing our Huntsville, Ontario and Muskoka is to a sporting event such as gymnastics.
That's awesome. Now, when did the process start? Like, where did the idea come and say, we can host this, we want to host this? Where did that come from?
So we actually prepared a bid back in I want to say 2019, and we were awarded the championships for 2021. Of course, 2020 the competitive season got canceled due to COVID, and everything got backed up, and then there was a change to 2021 as well. And so they just asked everyone to resubmit bids. So we did resubmit this past, I believe it was February 2023. And we found out in March last year that we would be hosting. So it's been a bit of a process of ups and downs of, are we or are we not? And so we're finally coming. So we're very excited that it's finally come to pass.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And in terms of like the actual process, like what's the application process like? Do you have to prove we have space to host it? Like, is it like a very extensive application process?
It is. We met with Greg Pilling at the Huntsville Summit, at the Summit Center, to do a tour of the facility, and he got us all the plans and whatnot that we had to submit to Gymnastics Ontario, so they knew that we had a facility suitable for the event. And then as well as we have to have a letter from them saying that yes, we can guarantee you will have the space, so they don't give it to us and then they say, sorry, we overbooked, we can't have you in. And then it got passed on to Chantel to kind of secure more of the logistics of the event, such as hotels and restaurants and that kind of thing. So yeah. Awesome. That's the stage we're at now, where we're doing the pre-plan.
That's awesome. Now, do you guys need sponsorship, or I know you need volunteers and we'll talk about that, but do you need sponsorships or anything like that for this event?
Absolutely. We're always looking for sponsors. Happily, we already have a couple. Drive Muskoka has come forward as a sponsor, as well as Hamada is helping us out with some funding through the community, which we are unbelievably thankful for. Right. But of course, we always need sponsors. The more sponsors, the more opportunity we can provide this and make this an amazing event for not just the athletes, but for all the judges and the coaches coming, because we would absolutely love to make this an event so great that, there would always be a potential for, maybe us winning another bid for another great event to hold here. So yes, always looking for sponsors, always looking for those that want to help. And of course, we'll talk about volunteers after, which is always a big part of any event.
It's true. It's true. We'll discuss the volunteers in a minute. I just wanted to get, because I had a feeling you would need all these events need sponsors. I know what it's like to try and get sponsors for stuff with all the work I do behind the scenes too in sports. So I understand. Now, in terms of, we'll get back to the volunteers after, we'll wait till the end of the show for that. Just to hit them back, but I want to talk about the athletes that we have. Like, how many of our athletes from Muskoka Limberettes are going to be competing in this event?
So in terms of athletes, they have to qualify for Ontario Championships. And we don't know for sure how many of our athletes will qualify until the end of March.
Okay.
So they have to attend 3 qualifiers, and then depending on their scores and where they're ranked in Ontario, they can either qualify or not. So potentially we could have up to 15 athletes competing at this championships, just because it's only levels 3 to 5, and our club goes from levels 2 to 8 right now.
Okay.
So those kids won't get an opportunity to compete at this, but potentially we have about 15 3 to 5 athletes that could qualify.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's awesome. And so they're all competing. So it's end of March is the qualifiers. Now, where do they take place? Do we know?
So they take place all over Ontario.
Okay.
We just finished our last qualifier in Midland this past weekend. We hosted one at our gym in the start of February, and then we also attended one in Orangeville before Christmas.
Oh, awesome. So there's lots all over the place. Gotcha. And then the last ones come in March, and then we know how many people that will be representing the hometown will be at this event, which there will be a few. We just don't know how many yet, right? Well, I'm not good. I don't want to jinx it. Not good. Not good.
Yeah, no, we're hoping for lots.
Oh, she's frozen.
All of them.
Awesome. So that being said, we've got all these athletes that are going to be coming. We got all these spectators. Now, I know that I saw it in the presentation. It's like thousands of people, right? Like thousands, because there's, the 900 plus athletes. There's their coaches. There's about 100 coaches or something like that. There's, the judges, plus their family members and their support people, right? In terms of, and I know we talked about this, but in terms of, the boost to the economy before, and it's kind of still shoulder season, has that been a big thing in the way that you were able to secure some HMATA funding and the support from the town to make this happen?
Well, absolutely. It's not just hotels, but gymnasts, train anywhere from, I think it's about 9 hours up. Some train up to 24 hours in a week. Okay. So these athletes are hungry. So food is a very large component. You also have, there's an opportunity for over 300 to 500 coaches to be in attendance to this event. And, they're going to have to eat the whole 4 days. We have 25 judges that will be here. Food will be, and restaurants will be a large one. Hotels, many will come from, as we said before, many are coming from all over Ontario. So someone could come from Niagara Falls, from Thunder Bay, Sault Ste. Marie, even Toronto, or, close by. Yeah. But everybody's going to need somewhere to stay, somewhere to eat. Yeah. So yes, it's definitely a boost. Definitely something HMATA looked at during our application process. And HMATA was great to provide us with lots of information and opportunities. So perfect. Yeah, it will be a large event. All athletes are, anywhere between 9 and 14 plus. So most of them need at least one parent to drive them here. Yeah. So, and being Ontario Championships, you want your family there to support you. So we will see a large influx of people, and hoping to, provide them with a great time here, so they see how amazing our community and our club is.
That's awesome. Do you know which arena it's going to be being held? Like, where is the actual event being held? Like, it's
The event will,
go
it
ahead.
will be held on the Don Lough Arena.
Okay, perfect.
Floor.
Yeah.
Spieth Canada will be coming in with 2 transports
Okay.
of equipment that will be set up into 2 full gyms. So we'll have 2 simultaneous events taking place. Just because we have so many athletes coming, we
Yes.
have to do it on 2 gym floors. So yeah, and
Okay.
we'll also be using the Active Living Center to do awards in.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. So yeah, you'll use that to do your kind of banquet awards situation at the end. And then will people be able to just kind of come in, or like maybe there'll be donations or tickets, who knows? Like, can people just go watch?
Yes, so there is an admission
Okay.
fee, but yes, the public is welcome to come in and view. And so we have the whole stadium, like the stands in the arena and whatnot for seating. So lots of space to seat everyone to come. And then we have some vendors coming as well. So I believe Oliver's will be open for some snacks and concessions. So
Nice.
be lots to do and see while you're there.
That's awesome. And that's great. And you know what? I think it's important for the community to know, hey, you're welcome. This isn't just for the gymnastics family. If you want to check out what like a provincial championship looks like in any sport, it's always fun to do because it's just like next level. There's energy, there's judging, there's cool athletes doing cool things, right? And this is artistic, which is even more fun, right? Because it's like there's that creative side to it. It's not just, a pole vault, right? So, so it's very cool. On that note, in terms of the actual gymnastics and the athletes, with artistic gymnastics, what's kind of the difference between, say, some of the other, like what a standard gymnastics event would look like?
So artistic gymnastics is probably what most people think of when they think of gymnastics.
Okay.
So women's artistic gymnastics is where they do vault, bars, beam, and floor. So they have routines on each event. So I mean, Simone, if anyone knows who Simone Biles is, she does artistic gymnastics. If that gives a framework there. And then, so there's other types of gymnastics like rhythmic and things, but that's, I think maybe when people hear the word artistic, that's their thinking, but this is more like flipping, being on bars and things like that.
Very cool. Very cool. And in terms of Muskoka Limberettes, we should talk a little bit about what you guys do as a gymnastics crew and as a gymnastics kind of club. Like how long has Muskoka Limberettes been around? What kind of teaching do you do? What's been the numbers of students and stuff like that? I know all this, I saw it, but I just have to ask. So for people listening.
So the club was actually established in 1976, incorporated in 1987. We started out just in high school and public school gymnasiums. So we'd set up the equipment every night and take it back down with some recreational programs and then building up a competitive program through that. We are currently in our 3rd permanent home type deal where we don't have to take down the equipment. So we are in the most ideal facility right now, which is inside the Bracebridge Sportsplex. So we have about 12,000 square feet of space set up, and which allows us to run multiple programs at the same time. So we have recreational programs that run basically from walking up to adult. We have a competitive program. We have, I believe, Kelsey can correct me if I'm wrong, but roughly 60 athletes within our competitive program. And then we also have a recreational trampoline program, a competitive trampoline program. So there's lots going on within the facility. And so we've been around for quite a while, longer than I've been around. So, but yeah, so I'm not sure if anyone else wants to speak to that. Any more history?
That was great.
Yeah.
Thorough. Yeah.
Now, in terms of an actual, so I know you got all this wonderful stuff going on, and You're at the Bracebridge Sportsplex, which is a great facility. I've seen the place where you guys do your stuff. It's awesome. And it's people from all over. It's kids and stuff from all over Muskoka go there. It's, you know, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst. There's like everywhere. There's people descending on there to be part of your program. In terms of an athlete or a parent thinking about getting involved with gymnastics, why should they do that? What are the benefits that they might not know about? I mean, there's the obvious benefits of healthy stuff and you know, being active, but what are some of the benefits of being part of gymnastics that people might not think the top of their head?
So gymnastics is considered a foundation sport. It teaches everything from, you know, balance, agility, strength, flexibility, coordination. They learn time management because they have to worry about going to school, getting their homework done, and practice 15 hours a week, 20 hours a week. You know, learning to work through success, learning to work through failure, all of those different things. There's so much that they learn that's not just a sport while they're in it, along with, you know, great friendships because they're spending so much time with each other. And just as you mentioned, you know, how to be healthy, how to be an athlete kind of for your life, how to stay strong, how to eat properly, all of that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it's cool because like a lot of what you said is very transferable to any other sport they might do in life, right? You know, the agility, the responsibility, you know, the time management skills, the learning how to interact with other people, the social aspect, all of that stuff can transfer to literally any sport. You know, whether it's skating or a team sport or tennis or what, like, doesn't matter, right? Like it can transfer, which is really cool. Now, do you notice that you have a lot of gymnastic athletes that do other sports?
Yeah, they tend to continue to do some type of physical activity. All of our competitive athletes, for the most part, either continue some way in gymnastics or they branch out into other sports just to stay physical because they've learned how to do that at a young age. And then a lot of people realize, you know, maybe gymnastics, it is a big time commitment.
Yes.
So they'll hit a certain age and decide that maybe this isn't what I need right now, but almost every kid that leaves our program ends up in another sport. So it's great to see that they can transfer what they've learned into other things and continue with a healthy lifestyle.
That's awesome. And that's huge. And that's so important. Right. Like, and so just giving them, like you said, it's a foundation sport, right? It's a foundation thing that gives them that, you know, that base to work from for the rest of their lives and all kinds of stuff. So that's really good, Kelsey. I love that. That's some good positive stuff. So get your kids in gymnastics if they're not doing anything. And even if they are, throw them in there anyways. On that note, let's switch sides again and be like, let's talk about the volunteers that we're going to need. There's probably like over 100 volunteers for sure going to be needed. And what are some of the roles and things that people who are looking to get involved can do?
Well, there's a vast variety of volunteer positions. We do need a lot of people. So positions you could do, you could be right in the gymnastics and be right on the floor with the judges, helping to time events. As athletes, you know, on beam, they, you know, each athlete will get 1 minute, approximately 1 minute warm up, and then they're timed on their actual routine. So we need timers that will sit with the judges and help with those sort of things. So you could be right there on the floor watching these athletes, which is super fun and exciting. Nice. There's also the opportunity to help us with awards, admissions, registrations, helping with food, as we do need to feed our coaches and our judges and our volunteers for the day. So there, we also have a first aid station, which we are working on having some people there. So, you know, you'll either be right in the mix of things or you'll be helping those people that are in the mix of things. But everybody that comes will, you know, get to partake and watch, you know, a very unique event here in our community. Most Ontario championships are held in big cities. So it's super exciting that a community like ours was chosen by Gymnastics Ontario to host this. We're very excited for the community to see gymnastics and to be very involved with it. So yes, of course, volunteers are most needed, but I believe in our community that they'll come forward and give us a hand. A lot of the parents of our current gymnasts and our board of directors will also be helping out for this as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and I think it's important every time, and it's been a long time since we've hosted an event of this magnitude. Because the Ironman, it doesn't really count every year. You know, I mean, it's great, but it's very specific. You know, this is, I mean, I know this is a specific sport, but the Ironman is very specific. It's like some people don't even stay; they just come up, do their thing, and leave. Where this is, people for sure, a bunch of people are staying no matter what for a few days. It's a chance to showcase the community. I think it was the last time we did any provincial games was probably what, 27. It was a long time ago. It was almost I think it might have even been 2014. It might have been almost a decade ago since we've had something of this magnitude. So I think it's great that you're bringing it back, something like this, and we can showcase our communities again and like the region as a whole as a place where these things can come. Don't worry, I know I'm gonna get in trouble from the Spandex Mafia, aka the Iron Man people, for saying all the stuff I said, but that's okay. I know them all. They're funny. They'll laugh because they know I'm like that. But I think this is really important. This is like one of those Olympic style sports, right? That it is in the Olympics. You know what I mean? It's that stuff is important for us to have. So we're getting close to the end. So I want to get whoever wants to do it. Just do a little shout out about how people can get involved, like, and how they can contact you guys, which I will share on the website in the actual post and everything, and in the stories we end up writing. But for anyone just listening on the air or watching on your TV Muskoka, like, let's give them a little shout how they can get in touch with you guys.
Well, you can definitely give me a call or email me at ca@swnorth.ca. Or you can reach out to the Muskoka Limberettes Club in Bracebridge. And you can let me know that you're interested, and I can get a hold of you. We could talk about what positions you might want to be interested in, how involved you want to be. And you know, it's a 4-day event. So, you know, we're happy to have you for a half a day, a full day, for the full weekend, whatever you want. But I think once you do your first day, I think you'll want to come back some more, because it is going to be, you know, super exciting and something different to watch and see these kids come out and really push. These are their Ontario championships. These are all kids wanting to be those future Olympic athletes, and those Simone Biles and Emma Spences, and you know, they're going to work really hard to be there. So it will be a great event to be a volunteer at, and we will be happy to have anybody join us for it. You will get to come anytime that you're not volunteering. You will be able to come in and just watch. Nice. We will have some t-shirts for volunteers, and of course we will, you know, give you snacks to keep you going through the day too. So yes, definitely reach out to myself, Chantal, or call the Muskoka Limberettes Club in Bracebridge and let them know. And I, of course, will provide you with, you know, my phone number and sort of thing also. Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm wondering, we should tell the high school students to help out too?
Yep, we have a current parent of one of our competitive athletes that will be definitely approaching those kids, as she is a teacher there at Huntsville High School. So nice. I'm sure she will be pressuring some of them to come over. We could definitely sign off on your hours for high school. I know that they definitely need lots of them for their tenure. So that's a great opportunity for them.
Yeah, that's what I was hinting at. I was we've through the soccer club, we've utilized those hours quite well, coaching the wee ones. So this will be a good chance for some of these kids to get involved, get some hours, and help out a great community event. On that note, are there any final thoughts? Because we're getting close to the wrap-up time. No final thoughts. All right.
No, this is just a great opportunity for have hosted over 35 meets, the Muskoka Limberettes has, over the years. And this is kind of, we've always done it so that we can showcase our athletes on her home soil. They can show off for their friends and family. So this is just that on a bigger scale. And we're super excited that we're able to provide them with that opportunity again. And now it's not even just showcasing our athletes, but it's showcasing our home, the Muskoka for the province to see. So it's pretty exciting.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think on that note, I'll start wrapping up. Now, I just was going to ask, is there any is anyone going to be doing, like, Ontario Gymnastics going to be doing like media releases or communications? Because there are people that might want to help with that too. Do we know? We don't know.
No,
I don't know.
That's okay. We'll
Yeah.
find out. We'll find out, because I know there's lots of people who like helping out with that kind of thing, taking photos, doing videos, writing little press releases. So we'll be in touch. And if anyone out there's listening that wants to help with that, I'm sure there's a place we can find you to help with that. So that's good to go. Anyways, on that note, I just want to thank you wonderful ladies for joining us. So little wrap up, everybody. Muskoka Limberettes doing the hard work behind the scenes to bring us the Ontario Championships for Women's Artistic Gymnastics. It's happening May 2nd to 5th in Huntsville at the Canada Summit Center. There are spots for tons of volunteers. If you're new to the community, volunteering for events like this is a great way to get involved and meet new people and learn about your community. If you're a business and you got a little extra funds to support a great sporting event in our community that's bringing people through your doors, don't forget to contact Chantel and she'll get you a sponsorship hooked up. And if you want to get your kids, don't forget, go to muskokalimberettes.ca.com. What is it?
muskokalimberettes.com.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and just go on there. It'll give you all the information you need. You can contact and rock and roll. So I just want to thank everybody for listening or watching or everything, whether it's your TV Muskoka, whether it's on 88.7 FM The Bay, or of course, MuskokaUnlimited.com, my own little website. Don't forget to subscribe. And we're also looking for sponsors too. So just letting you know. Anyways, thank you, ladies. Shayna, Kelsey, Chantel, you're wonderful.
Thank you for having
you,
us.
Chris.
All right. We'll talk soon, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. That was the Chris O Show on 88.7 The Bay or MuskokaUnlimited.com. Either way, thanks for listening and have a wonderful day.